Faraz Shaikh. I'm from India. I'm based in Saudi Arabia. I'm working for a petrochemical company, but my passion is about Excel. I love talking about Excel, showing some new tips, tricks, and love to work a lot on Power Query and automation. Automation is the thing which I love the most. Along with that, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, Microsoft Innovative Educator, Office Master, and I like to YouTube and I even write blogs on my website. And as you can see, my mission is to provide the easiest solution with Microsoft Office applications, and so that our daily life can get really easy. So if you want to locate me, you can locate me over here. As you can see, this is the place. I'm just next to the Arabian Gulf, which is the place in Dammam. That's what the closest I can tell you. So you can easily identify. And so Azerbaijan is over here, and this is India and Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, basically. I hope many of you know Mumbai, Bollywood city. So today I'm going to start my presentation, and before that I would like to thank Elgar for inviting me as the first speaker for the Azerbaijan, and it's my honor to come here and speak. So I would like to have two-way communication. If you have anything, please put it in the chat window, or you can just unmute yourself and you can just ask the question. Feel free to ask the question. So our goal is to work hard, or the goal is to work smart, not hard. Okay, so we usually work hard with our goals, so but we have to make sure that we work smart, so we don't need to work hard and we can achieve our goals. So in this one today, I'll be showing some tips and tricks. I was supposed to share a quick survey, but unfortunately I couldn't do that because of these technical issues. But no worries, we will see that we will try to get it from the Zoom. If you can just in the chat box, you can mention how many of you know Power Query. How many are you using right now Power Query? So I can quickly check the chat box. Perfect. I can see the chat is quite silent. Okay, great. 20% of my work. Very good, Jen. That's good. So if you haven't come across Power Query, you can just keep shooting the messages in the chat box, and I'll just get back to that. But if you haven't, if you are not using Power Query, then you're missing the biggest thing in your life when you're working with Excel. So I'll quickly give you a short introduction about Power Query, what it is, because we are in our examples, we are going to see some things about Power Query as well. And we are going to look at what are the important Excel settings, which you must take care when you are as an Excel user, and you'll see some XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP tricks and tricks. Some cell styles and table style, which I would always recommend all my friends to use it, and some more life-saving hacks, when we are working. And if we have still time, I would definitely like to show it to you, the Power Automate. So quickly, a brief about Power Query. So Power Query is an ETL tool. That means you can extract, transform, and load. What do you mean by extract? Extract is you can extract your CSV files, Excel files, databases, website information, anything you wanted to extract, you can extract it through Power Query. Now, this is an add-in which is available in Excel, and it is an automated, just one-click solution. You just set up your queries, you connect your file to this, you connect your Excel file to another Excel file, you pull the data from there, you do the cleaning up, which is the transformation. Like you clean up your data, you shape your data, you reshape it, and you reshape it, and you load it into Excel tables. Now, the reason why we need to load it into Excel tables, because we need to get it some amazing reports. We need to do some analysis, some kind of pivot, and so that we can come to a results. And just imagine that if you have a file with an unclean data, and if you need to continuously go and clean it again and again. You are doing the same thing, like you are extracting a data from your ERP, and you know very well this data is some crap data, it is not aligned, you need to have something to be properly aligned, then those are the repetitive tasks which you do every day. Now, with the Power Query, you can do that stuff once. You can train your Power Query, you can record your steps, and then you can just, whenever you extract a new file or new records, you just right click and refresh, and your job is done. So that's a quick introduction about Power Query. So because we are going to see some examples, and so let's go and see our demo machine. Perfect. I hope you can see my screen right now.
Yes, it's okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
it does that.
Thank you, Christian. Just keep helping me because I'm on one screen, so maybe I don't know whether the screens are visible or not. Okay, so the first thing about Excel options, which I'll be talking about. So when you go to the files option, this is, and if you're using Office 365, and even if you're having Office 2016, you'll be still having this place where you can see all your recent Excel files, and those are some places where you can see your last Excel file, what you have opened. Now you have an option over here called pinned. And what you can do, the great thing is that if you have some regular files which we are using it again and again, you can just pin it over here. So you don't need to go and search for that, or you just don't need to go and open Explorer and you can search it. You can just pin that file. And whenever you open Excel, even if you open it on Excel Online, if the file is kept on Excel Online, OneDrive, that means you can still able to see those pin files over here. Now, this is a great place where somebody has shared a file with you and you don't know which is the file has been shared, then you can go over here, shared file with me, and you can see all your shared files over here. So coming back to the recent one over here. So right now I'm using this Azerbaijan. So I can straight away go over here and click it as pin, and even right click, and I have some other options as well. I can remove from the list, and I can even straight away copy the path. So right now we just like to pin it to the list. So whenever I'll open this, you can see over here, this file is available over here. Now, one thing is the I've seen many users in Excel, they miss the main thing, which is called templates. Templates are very great. You don't need to reinvent the entire wheel again. So if you are working on a file, let's say that you are creating an invoice tracker over here, as you can see over here, those invoice tracker. That invoice tracker, you don't need to rebuild or reinvent the wheel again from that, from what you are trying to build it. So you can just straight away go select the sample, and you can just create the sample, and you can just amend it and make it as per your choice. And there are some other great samples available as well over here. So right now, as you can see, we have some calendar choice. Let's say that invoices are. This is a common template being asked to me always. So you can see over here that we get some great templates. And in fact, let's try to open this template and see how it works. And you can see over here, this invoice template, which is there. You can replace your logo over here. You can have your own different items, and you can start using your this file. You can just uh, change it and as per your need, and you can just start using it. So in fact, what you can, I would suggest, I can give you a tip over here that you get this template, create another sheet over here, called the master sheet, and then you start feeding your information over here, and you can use your dynamic arrays and all those functionality, and you can pull that information over here. So this will be your master records. This sheet will be your master records, and you can then plug all the information over here. That's a tip I can give it to you on this part. So let's say do not save. Coming back over here, some great information over here. This is very important thing, which if you're working in organization and if you're working with a lot of Excel files, then I would highly recommend you to use these tags and titles, or categories like sales budgets, invoices, or reports, monthly reports. I try to tag them in my organization and even some of my personal files, which I frequently. So when you search it, the indexing gets very faster and you can really get the file easily. And coming over here, you have authors, so you can add some authors as well over here. Now, since my file is saved on Excel Online, you see this version history. I have come across a lot of questions many times. Many times, a lot of people are asking me that, Faraz, my file is got corrupted. How can I get it back? Friends, a very important tip: start saving your files from today onwards on OneDrive. Because OneDrive, when you save any file, if you make a slightly changes in your Excel file, it creates a version history. Now, if you see this file, I have been working since today morning. So you can see all the version history has been created. So I can just open that file version and I can get back my file. In case of this version is got corrupted, then I don't need to worry. I can straight away go to this version history and I can recover my file. So this is a very important thing which I would like to highlight it. And so use Excel Online, OneDrive to save your files so that you can use this option. Coming back over here, so in case if you are not using Excel Online and you have some files which has been not saved and unfortunately it got crashed, so you can manage your workbooks and you can just go over here, manage workbooks and recover the unsaved file. So if I have some unsaved file, it will be showing it over here in this list. Now, one important option of Excel option is when you go to file options, the first thing, go to save and change this minutes from 10 minutes to straight away 1 minute, please. Because this, I don't know option why it is kept for 10 minutes, but if you're not using your Excel Online version, because Excel Online frequently keeps saving, the information as you feed in Excel. So if you're using your desktop, make sure that if you don't have an Excel Online, then you use this tip, which is for 1 minute. So in case if you lost something, you will lost an information which was 1 minute earlier, which was 1 minute gap. You'll not lose 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I know you can. There are some guys over here, I know they can make an awesome dashboards and all those things. So keep it 1 minute and let it go with the 1 minute thing. And you have a nice option over here to where that record file has to be saved. So you can give that path and you can even set up your default path. But this information is very, very important. Just take care of this one. Okay, so recovery file, first thing, if you're not doing it, go and do that. Okay, then there are some nice things, okay, because you can see over here, there is nice circuit over here. You can use that backgrounds and you can make some colorful backgrounds. And this is, I like this mode, which is called dark mode because it makes black and we can use it even the system settings. This is the new one. So as the system is going in the evening time, when it gets dimmed out, that time this mode which is you can see colorful, we'll change it into the black mode. So let me put it to the black mode and let's say, okay. So, so this is the setting over here. And then what we can do is can come over here. Okay. So this is one of my favorite mode. I hope the screen is visible and clear with the black mode. If anything is there, then I can change it back. Okay, so I have a link to the site, where you can get the sheet names. I would drop it on later on when I'll share this file to Elgar. But if you like to get your sheet names, there is two blog posts I have written. One is with the VBA code, and one is with the Power Query. So I'll be showing it to you how we can get it with the Power Query. So Power Query is located under Data Ribbon tab, and under Data Ribbon tab, you need to go get and get that file. So this file, I need to get this file right now. So okay, so I don't know where I have located in my OneDrive path. So I can just copy the path from here and I can just go over here, get data from file. Oops. So I can straight away connect my file. Yeah, because I'm connected to the web, so that's the reason it is asking me this one. So if I would have just given the path of the file, then it would be not an issue.
Faraz, did you quit?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm looking at all the squares here.
Okay, I think
Oh,
this got stopped. That's the reason. So okay, there is a file on my desktop. Okay, when on my drive, OneDrive, which is over here, and this is my Azerbaijan meetup. I'll just say open it, and when I try to open, I hope it should work fine. And by the way, this is my insider version, so there might be some bugs. You might be seeing it. That's the reason. I might not getting the file correctly. So just a minute. So we come over here, OneDrive, Azerbaijan meetup. Let's open it. Yes. Yeah, the reason why I'm getting the error because I have kept this file open. So if my file is open, I can't work it out on the file. So we will see into the new file how we can create it. So let's go file. I need to close this file. So I will show it to you. Actually, this was the end of the demo. So I just start with this flash fills right now. So we have been working with a lot of time with the flash fill features. So the flash fill is one of the most powerful feature in Excel right now. So if you have to split the names, so let's say that I just need to extract the name Yasmin, Taya, Ella. So what I can do, I can just simply go YAZMIN, okay, and I can just select this range, go to fill, go to home, flash fill, and I can just click over here, flash fill. Now the shortcut is for the flash fill, it's Control E. So if I press Control E, now I can easily get these names. So this is a non-dynamic solution, but let's say that if I add Faraz Shaikh over here, then this will not work out. So if you need a dynamic solution, which we will be seeing it now, and that will be with the formula. So let's say if you have the last name over here, copy, and we go over here, paste, and let's say selected this and Control E. So we got this last names as well. So this is one trick with the flash fill. Now with the flash fill, if you have worked the formula version, when we wanted to fill the numbers, let's say that if you want to fill the numbers, what you will do is one of the features is like you say rows and you get the row number and you say -1 and you get the series of these rows. So let me just a little bit zoom it out. So let's say that you have rows till row number 15 over here. Now, this is one of the technique how you do it with the classic formula. Now, when you come with the dynamic arrays, okay, so with the dynamic arrays, what you do, you can just use the sequence function, the sequence which is over here, comma, the number of rows. Now, we need to go how many rows down? We need to go 15 rows down, comma, and the column is like you are going to move how many columns over there. So let's say we don't have any columns and our starting point is number 1 and every step we wanted to move ahead is 1. Close parentheses and we got that range still. Now let me make you my friends aware, Microsoft 365 is only supporting, which is Office 365 is only supporting dynamic arrays and Excel Online. So if you try to use it in Excel 2016 or some other version like 2019, you will still miss this functionality of dynamic array. Now, let's say that if you want to change a number, let's say you're starting from 10, then this entire sequence, you have to change it. Then you have to do some change in the formula. So this would be quite little tedious. But let's say in the dynamic arrays, you want to start it from 10 and you want to go every row one, then it is being done very easily. And let's say that you wanted to go ahead with two steps, let's say two, and this is how you get the numbers. Now, coming to the dates also, it works exactly the same. You can use the sequence function and you can fill up the dates over here. But before that, I would just like to show it to you the flash fill method with the numbers in it. So let's say I have a number over here, number one, and I need to fill it down. Usually what we do, we just drag it and control and fill it down. Sometimes we forget the control, then we go over here option and we say that fill series. So we get it in this way. Okay, but I have an easy option over here. So I know this will take little steps, but it is easy. Trust me, when you are working on a very long range of data, let's say that you wanted to pull it till 100, then I'm sure that this trick will be very handy. So what you do, just select this cell, put your number, go to home, go to data, go to flash fill, and select series. Okay, fill and select series. Now this one, you want the series to go in columns, not in rows, because that has to go down. And your stop value is 15, so it will automatically stop at 15. And how many steps you wanted to go ahead? One step. So let's say, okay, and here we have it. So if I have a very long list of 100 or 200s, then in that case, this is very handy to fill the numbers. Cool. So let's come with the dates. I love playing with the dates, and Excel is wonderful. When you're coming with dates with this time intelligence thing, and this is really interesting. I love working a lot on dates in Excel. So my locale setting is like MMDDYY, which is month first, day, and then the year. So let's say that month is 3 and 20 and 12 and 2021. Now, if I need to fill this date, I don't know, I need to fill it till 31st. I'm trying to drag it very hard. It's still difficult. Now, with the flash fill, what I can do is I can simply, I'm just copying the date right now, so it will become easy. I can just select the cell, go to my fill option, go to series, and I can just select this row as column. And then over here, the value is very important. The value, what I'll do is paste it as 31st. Okay. So when I click 31st, it should be in this sequence column, date and day. Okay. If you wanted to have it with weekday or month, then you can select your options also from there. Let's say if you wanted to repeat every year, then it would say 31st of March, 2022, 2023, and so on till the last period we mentioned it over here. Let's say that 31st of March 2021. Okay, voila, we have it over here. These dates filled out quickly for us. Great. Quick action. How many of you are using quick actions? I love using quick actions, and you can see there are some quick access which are available over here. So I call them as quick action, because it quickly does the action. Now we have this data set over here, and you might see this data set being repeated because I wanted to keep the consistent flow. So I'm using the same data set in all the places. Now, every time if I get this data, or if I'm using any other file or anything and I need to apply the filter, what I will do, I will go to data, I will go to filter. This is a classic way, and the shortcut is you will say that Control Shift L, that is applying the filters. Wonderful. But what about if your letter key is not working and you are lazy, or somebody is lazy to use that kind of a shortcut? Then of course what you can do is you can just right click on the filter and you can just say add it to the quick access toolbar. So now you can see that filter option is available over here. So whenever I will have a continuous range of my data set and everything is there, I can just hit filter Oh, in this case, I have just selected the range, that's why. But if I have a continuous range, now let's see over here, it has automatically detected the headers, and now I have that filter again over here. Now, if you can see over here, I have some others also, refresh all, attach as an email. You have varieties of options. You can even add your data validations and everything over there to the quick access toolbar, and you can use it, the frequent one which you are using it, you can use it over there. So here, if you like to go and dig out some more options, you can click on more commands. That will again drag you back to the Excel options area. And from here, you can have these popular commands, and then you can even have a look with some of these commands as well. Cool. So far, how it is going? Any questions, guys?
There is no question. You may go on for us.
Thank you, Ilga. Cell styles. Okay. This is a feature which I'm using a lot when I'm making some heavy calculation model sheet for finance or something, where I'm making some database entries, like I'm doing some kind of a calculations or something. Then that time I'm using this Excel cell styles a lot. So now when you come over here, you can see that I have let's do it together over here. So I have it already, a formula which I have created over here with the filter function, and it is filtering that information. So let's do it together. Over here, just delete this, and now you can see I have this my data set. Now I have already written a formula which says unique, and it is extracting the unique information for all the companies name over here. So I need that drop down list to be added over here. So what I can do is go to my data set over here. Yes, go to my data, and under my data, I have this option called this list. Now this list, I can say it as a list, and I can straight away reference it to this cell, and I can add the pound key. The reason why I'm adding the pound key, because it is a dynamic range. So if I have some other company coming up in that data source, then it will also get updated. So let's say when we come over here and we see these company names over here. So we have this Apple. Now, how somebody would know if you send him a sheet that, okay, fine, this is an input screen. You are seeing it over here, that select the data. But using this cell style format, like you say him, this is input. This is a standard in all Excel sheets. And I encourage everyone to use this, so that they know that, okay, this is an input field. Now enter the commission, which is over here. Now let's say we have a 10% commission, which is over here. So in case if you give these kinds of cell styles, they know that these are for data models. These are some notes or warning text. There are some great things which I think we can use it always. So if you have some cells which have calculation, those are linked, then you can use these use these cell styles, and you can even create your own cell styles, which will be for you only. But these are globally, you can find it in all of the Excel. So let's say we have this 10%. Now I will go say filter my array. So my array is that I need the data from this set. Let me just delete some cells from here. You can bring the things in the picture. Perfect. So filter. Now this is my range. I need to pull the data from this range. And let's say F4, comma, because I'm locking that range. I don't need to go after that range, and include Apple. Okay, this is a company which is there, Apple, and we are going to select it from this range. Now remember, if I go and pull this range from here, then my formula is going to crash. So make sure that your range is consistent, what you are selecting. As you can see over here, that it got crashed because it is 17. And if there is no data, say no data. So we got this one. Now, how would somebody know that this is a calculation table? So the best thing is that you can go and select this columns or select this rows and place this cell as calculation. So we know that this is a calculation cell which has been linked. So these numbers like input screens in Microsoft, and if you wanted to add some kind of a note, let's say count the countries, and you can count it in this fashion. You can just keep a note so you know that you have to do some kind of a check or something. I would highly encourage you to try using this cells style, which will be helpful in many of the scenarios when you are building a very huge model, financial model or something. That time it is very much handy, can be very useful. So any questions about cell styles? Great. Okay, I will carry on now. Let me check anything in the chat window. Yeah, it is very helpful. If you share it with the unknown users, yes, Jan, you are absolutely right. For unknown users, those who don't know where to enter it, but with the cell style, they immediately drag their attention that, okay, it has to be done. Okay, so this is also a tip and trick where how can you remove the blank rows. So when we wanted to remove the blank rows, you can just simply select the column and you can press Control G. Okay, so it will take you to the go to option, but that option is also available over here. So when you go to find and go to in the home ribbon tab, and you'll find that go to option and just select blank and select blanks. And now what you do is delete the entire, delete the sheet row. So it will delete those rows and you get that clean data set over here. Now, one more trick is that how can you filter it out is what I would suggest is that if you don't like to go with Control G and that option, then what we can do is we can select this data set over here, let's say, and apply our filter because we have added to our shortcut bar over here. And let's say we remove this blanks value. And now these are the only one which we wanted to copy. Now, a default behavior, what we can see, if you are copying it and if it's showing in this entire range, that means you're copying that entire range. If I haven't yet pressed Control C, so if I press Control C, now you can see these ant lines which are moving over here. Now it is showing us that it has selected only that rows only. So when I go and paste it over here, and let's say we paste this data, and you'll see that only 3 records are pasted, but there are rows which are hidden. So under that hidden rows, that data set has been pasted away. So let me clear this records and show it to you. As you can see, these records are pasted. Let's do it. Undo, again and undo, Control Z. And another trick is that you select that range and Alt semicolon. So you are selecting only the active rows which are over there. The selected rows only are getting selected. You can just copy that, again come here and paste it. Another one is that you can again go this way and go to go to special and visible cells only. Okay, so it is again selecting the visible cells and we can just paste it, copy and paste it over here. Perfect. Okay, inserting blank rows. Uh, my friend Oz has showed some nice trick also on his video also. But yeah, today I'm going to show it with the, he has done it with the dynamic arrays and I like that trick which he had showed it. And that was really interesting one where he is mapping out how many rows has to be added. But this is very simple one and even that is also quite simple, but this one I'll be using it with the sequence one. So let's say that how many rows are, how many columns are, how many rows are over here. Let's say the data set is for 10 rows and we need to add 2 rows bottom of this data set. So what we can do is we can just simply say equals to sequence and sequence, what I will do is sequence and 10 rows, comma, 1, comma, start is 1 and step is also 1. So let's go, enter, you got it over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I need it for 3 rows, okay? Every time it has to go 3. So I need the record till 30, 3 into 3. So you get the rows numbers till 30, but here when I'll try to apply the mod, I will not get the correct one. So what I need to do, I need to start my number from 0. So when I start from 0, and now when I apply mod function, and let's say my mod, the number comes to the 10th one. So we got that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now all you do is just copy this, paste it, and paste it as values. Then select Control Shift down key and shift to the left key, apply filter, and then sort it into ascending order so you get that space is added over there. So with dynamic arrays, you can quickly fill those information, you can quickly fill those series, and you can immediately get that result done. So, and then you don't need this helper column, you can just straight away delete it. So this is how you can insert this row. Okay, this is a percentage trick. Okay, this is a very common question also asked many times, that when you select this percentage and you click on percentage, this is a percentage which goes out. So what is the trick I use over here? I would just say 1%. Okay, I'll just say 1% anywhere in my blank cell area, or anywhere I can just write percentage. I can say copy, I can just select this range and then go to special, and then I can, oh, sorry. What I can do is copy this, go to this range, go to paste, and paste as special, and we can multiply it. So you got this correct percentage one. So this is a trick where you can trick the Excel to change your numbers into correct percentage. Okay, so this is the duplicate copy of that sheet which was there. We have already seen it in this example. And let's come over here. Excel tables, okay. Excel tables are really powerful. They are really, really powerful when you're working on Excel. And if you're not using the Excel, you're missing that functionality of Excel, because it really helps you to work faster on Excel data. So whenever you are having a data set like this continuous range or any data set, make sure that you convert it into Excel table. Now, Excel table means what it will do, it will put it into an Excel grid where you can do a lot of functionality, like you can do automatic calculation, you can reference it directly as a table instead of range. I will just quickly show it to you, first converting it into an Excel table. So let's say that I have this data set over here, and I will just simply go and click table over here. The shortcut is very easy, Control T, and for the Mac users, it's Command T. So I hope we have some Mac friends over here. Okay, so I wish when we are converting that table, we get a nice chance to enter the name, but no, there is no place of entering the name over there. But you can enter the name over here. It's always good habit to give a name. So let's say we call this as my table or my table. So whenever I will go over here, let's say I'm using new dynamic array. So my table, I will say that my table, enter. So it is entirely referencing it to the table. Now let's say from this table, I just wanted to pull the information for the company. So I'll put a box bracket over here. So when I put a box bracket, I get these all options. So now you can see I have a company name over here. And let's close that box bracket. And again, when I hit enter, you can see it has turned out into a blue color, so that means it has selected that specific column. Now I got this column. So it is very handy to work out when you are working it, and when you're referencing it, the things are quite clear that what are you referencing it. So let's say that you just wanted to only extract the headers. So you can just say you extract the headers and enter. So you got only the headers over here with Excel. Now, what you can even do is you can use this function called transpose and close parentheses, enter, and then you can get the list of your headers into a column. Then maybe you wanted to do a check or some analysis, you can do it from here as well. And coming back, just let us remove this transpose, and coming back to the countries and close brackets, box brackets. And if we wanted to catch how many unique countries are there, so I can just say unique and close parentheses, enter. I got this country names. Now I can just simply give a count A are the count A values, and that will give me a count A. Now this trick which I'm showing it to you, this will be very helpful when you are trying to build a dashboard. Let's say you have a data set and you wanted to build a dashboard. Now in that case, you wanted to just show that you have 3 country uniques. You can just take this data, you can keep it somewhere on your right side of the screen. You can go to insert, you can go over here, shapes, and let's say you have this nice shape, and you can just reference it equals to this cell value, and you get this one. So you can just play around it, trick it, what you want, what is the font, and let's say this is my font which I like it, and let's say okay, and this is in blue color. And if I go and if I add another country, let's say USA, the number will go and change over here. So this is very handy to show some kind of a dashboard presentation where you can use this trick to show it. Okay, can anybody tell me what is the background color for Excel? The Excel green color code. Can someone tell me? Nobody will go and check on the Google. They have to put it in the chat box quickly. Don't leave me alone, okay? No, no, not the dark color. Not the dark color. You can please unmute yourself and you can talk. You can please feel free to talk. I would love to listen to you, because I should not feel I am alone talking. Because I am having internet connectivity issues also. That I should not get dropped out.
Right.
So please tell
Isn't it white? I don't know.
green color. The
Oh,
RGB code. What is that? Can
oh man,
someone-
I don't know what it is.
Okay, Oz.
They use the eyedropper.
No, I'll not use the eyedropper. I remember that number.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Okay, so hexa code which is there is 107C42. Okay, so if you put this number, you get that Excel green color. Okay, so I have memorized that number because every time I use that number. So this is 42, so I know it's very difficult number, but if you see the RGB number is 16, 124, 66. But I found this number to memorize it little easily, 107 and then 42. So that's how you can do it. And let's add some little bit, some soft shadow, so it will give nice look over here. I say me, Faraz, okay, you are creating this dashboard now. Now we are running a dashboard thing, but no, the concept is here to let me show you that what the power of Excel, what we can do. Now,
But
since this is a very we are not doing any kind of pivot table.
should you change the properties so it won't move around on you?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
That's a good
Yes.
that is very nice. So what you can do is you can just right click and go to size and properties, and there's an option over here that do not move. Okay.
Stop moving around on me. Right.
not move or resize it with the cell, so now whenever I'll try to move it, or if I insert it, or if I just hide this also, now it will not move that, so this is nice. Thanks for the tip, Oz. Great. So here when we have this Excel tables over here, in this Excel table, if you need to add a slicer, what are slicers? Okay. You might have seen slicers people are using many time in the pivots, but you can, if you have an option Excel table, you can use these slicers, and you can just right click again, add to the quick access toolbar. And once you have to keep your cell on the table. It's very important. So keep it on the table, select the slicer, and let's say we wanted to have the slicer for companies. And we select this, and you got the slicers over here. Now you can just play with the slicers. You can turn it into columns, or the way you like it. You can do it and can keep it. So this is sometimes, it's always my personal experience in the work. Uh, when you're working on the granular at the base level, the base level team, or the mid management, who is like supervisors and all those things, the users, they need to interact with the data which is granular enough to see what is happening, and in high level information also. So that time, these filters which are there, these slices are very handy to see some kind of a status. Is, let's say we have this as an order, so what order is delivery completed, not completed, but here we have for companies. So you can use these slices to evaluate your granular data, and you can work on that. Then with the tables, when you come over here, Excel tables, and you can see over here, you have some nice designs over here, and you can build some of your own designs as well over here. So let's say that if you have this design, which you have liked it, and now, okay, this is the design, and let's say you wanted to, you can't change the default design which is there, but you need to create a duplicate one. Right click and duplicate. And when we are seeing that the first row which is there, go to format and fill, and now you can see the pattern of green which is there. Let's bring our Excel green color, which the one which we have seen, 107C42. Cool. Okay, but that's quite dark one, so we don't want it to have a dark. We'll go with the lighter shade. So we move it up, and let's say okay. And now you can see this should be over here, and here we have it. So anytime you don't need to work it out and go and do the line colors and all those things, it can be easily handled it from this way. Okay, so there is a lot of things which I am showing you right now is related to blank cells, because this is a common problem which I have seen when people are extracting the data from their data sources. So one of the way is, I feel that we can even manage it without touching the existing data, because you don't know what will happen if you copy and paste that. So what you can do is, of course, Power Query is the best solution, but what you can do is you can still use the dynamic arrays. But what I will do before that, I will convert my data into Excel table. So let's go, control this, Command T. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Control T. I'm using Mac, so I always keep having a habit of saying Command T. So equals to filter. And now what I can do, I don't need to even, I can straight away type my table name, because I know my table name is table 2. But with having it in an Excel table, you can see it is pointing the arrow towards down. So you can select this entire range, okay, as a table 2, comma. Now include the country. We don't need to include the country, which is company, which is Apple, equals to Apple. Or no, okay, fine. We are removing the blank rows also. Okay, the first logic will come over here. We'll say that not, okay, because first we are going to say is blank. comma is blank. Now in this row, column which is over here, close parentheses, comma, and empty. Now you'll see the spell error. Okay, so let me show it to you what is happening behind the scenes over here. So once you say is blank and you say select this column, what is happening? You are getting the series of trues and false. Okay, so now in filter function, when you go and see the filter function equals to filter, okay, array, comma, include. Now include is something the logical test has to be true. So we have to pick up the logical tests which are true, but trues are nothing but the blank value. We don't need the blank value. So we are going to change the logic by using the function called not. So not function, and let's close parentheses, enter. So now you can see every row where we have the data, it is called as true. Now using this same logic, this is my logic. This is the main important logic which is there. And let's try doing it something like this. Let's use the let function, which is a new function released in Excel. And in this one, first thing what I'm going to do is declare my range. You know, this is my logic. So I'll say logic, comma. I'd like to give it this name, var underscore logic, comma, and this is my logic which I have created, comma, alt enter. Alt enter will take you to the next line, okay? But if you are not pressing alt enter, then you will straight away keep going over to your right, and that will make the formula very big. So var, the second one is my calculation. So my calculation is, comma, I would say filter, okay? Then my range, which is a table, comma, and include. Now include is our logic. We are going, this logic is already created. We are going to say var underscore logic, comma, and if you don't found, say no data, close parentheses, comma, enter, and I would say this as var the last step, which is there, calculation, close parentheses. And I hope I have written the formula right. Now, I know the formula is right over here. The reason why we are getting the spill error, because you have a data and it cannot override because something is obstructing it. So what we are going to do, we are going to remove it. Now, I can see we still have something over here. And it's very difficult because when you have some kind of spaces, then what you have to do is go to special and select blank. So what it will do, it will select the blank values only. Now, as you can see in this data set, we have some data over here, which is blank, which was a space in fact. So I have deleted that space and now that data set is getting pulled over here with those amounts and everything. Great. So far, how it is going there? I got any questions?
No question. Everybody understands everything well. So go on, please.
Yeah. So keep asking me questions because I should not keep speaking because I'm really afraid about the connectivity right now. Okay, guys. So this is like index match function. You might have used it. So like let's say that you have an index match. We have done it always that you have pull up the data with looking the IDs and then you have pull the information based on the columns. Now we are going to use it the same thing with the VLOOKUP over here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say VLOOKUP. Okay, VLOOKUP this data and I have this numbers over here, IDs, and I'm going to say this ID from this range. Oops. Okay, so I have this data set over here, and I'm going to press F4, comma. Now I'm going to use another function instead of column number. What I'm going to do is I can pull two columns together. Let's say country. So my country column number is over here is 3 and 4. So I'm going to say in 3 curly brackets 3 comma 4 and close and comma false the exact match, close parentheses, enter. I can take that advantage of the dynamic arrays and I can use it in this fashion to extract this information. But there is another trick also. What we can do it is by making this number as a dynamic. Now, let me show it to you with the match function. So match, what we are going to do with the match is we are going to match this company, okay, company name F4. Okay, so it is an absolute reference. We want the rows not to move. So we keep the dollar before the number 3, comma, and let's select the headers which are over here from this headers range. From here, I need to select it because my ID number is in between the data. F4, comma, and then this should be an exact match. Okay, if you use X match in this one, in this case, then you don't need to add and 0 over there. So you got that position number 2. Now let's wrap it up into VLOOKUP, and let's say that VLOOKUP the ID number which is over here. So let's say it's VLOOKUP, and I can use this formula over here, so this will also really be helpful for me. So VLOOKUP, this is not my lookup value. In fact, this is a column index number. I can say lookup my value from this ID, and table array is my table array from the ID in this range, and then make it as a false, so correct, we got that number 172 correctly. So if you can see 172, it has happened. Now, I have seen some of my friends, they were saying that they have a limitation with this X lookup. Now, when they try to do it with the X lookup in this fashion, it will not work for them because it is selecting that range of that data, and if they're selecting, they can select different columns. But there is a solution which you can handle it with an indirect. So what you can do is, let's say X lookup, the lookup value is this number ID, and now but before that, I would just like to convert this data into, data set into tables. So command T, table, and this is called X lookup table. So coming here, X lookup. So the lookup value is the ID number, and lookup array is this ID, comma, and return will be my company. Enter. So you got these numbers over here. Now the interesting part which is over here, we need to make this as a dynamic one. In fact, this company, because if you see the column header for my company over here and this company is the same, it should be always same, so if you wanted to let this trick work out, so what you can do is just copy this and use indirect, and then in the reference paste it this reference, okay, the table name with the box bracket, and put a quotes between that. So the table name with the box bracket you added over there, and now this name company will go up over here. Okay, you will find this kind of an error, not a problem. Okay, come over here. Before putting that, put an ampersand and put company. Again, put ampersand and quotes and blocks bracket, close the box bracket. Basically, you are creating that same exact string and passing it to the indirect reference, comma, and keep it as A1 style. Close parentheses, enter, enter, you got it, Apple. Now, if I copy, I have to just make sure that I don't move the rows. Okay, so it can lock the row. And when I copy this, enter. Okay, so I don't have, oh, okay. The reason why it is happening in it because I have not logged the column for this. Okay, so I have to log the column. Now when I will copy Edward, copy it from here, enter. Alas, we got the correct results. Perfect. Any questions so far?
Faraz,
Yes.
yeah, will you tell the difference between lookup and XLOOKUP?
The difference between XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP.
No, not lookup, just lookup function.
Which function?
Lookup, just simple lookup.
Simple lookup is I haven't tried it much, on that, but it still looks up the data, because I have been frequently. I've never tried it out, to be very honest. Lookup, I have never used it, so I've been not the right person to tell on that. But I have rarely used. Means I have often used lookup and match filter functions, those ones which I have used it. Maybe some from the participants, they can help us out. Okay, so now we are just coming now to the Power Query. How are we running with the time, Elgar?
Actually, we have roughly 9 minutes. Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
let's wrap up.
No problem. So I will just quickly show something what is new in Excel right now. So these are the new custom data types, like if you have a country name or something, and let's say that somebody's already added over here, you can just go and clear that information from here. Let's say that you have India, Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan. And now you can see that Excel is automatically prompting me that this column looks like a data type to them. Now I can straight away convert this data into Excel tables, and I can start using this. So let me Control T, Command T, and these are my going to data, and I can straight away go and say this is a geographical data type. So data types are having some linked information, which can be extracted from the Bing and other places. So you can see this flag which is coming over here, currencies. So if you click on the currencies over here, you get another data type which is called these countries, and which is the national anthem, what is the abbreviations it's been used, currency code, everything comes up over here. And one trick which I could like to show to you, let's say that if you add capital, see, you get all that information of the card which I showed it to you. It appears over here. So you can, but the data has to be in Excel table. Okay, it has to be in Excel table to see this trick working. So let's say if I select capital and enter, it will pull the information and give me all the information related to the capital. Now I can go and drill down further, like Baku. If I need to know more something about Baku is the abbreviations. Let's say we add this, then we get the results also. But if you see this field error, that means this information is not yet available. Now the great thing, what I frequently use it in my daily work is, like, let's say you have a lot of currency conversions which goes up, so you can use this as for your currency conversion. Like, say, let's say that SAR to euro, and I'll just write the currency code. You can find this currency code on Google as well, and you can just simply go over here, and you can select the stock, and it has took the stock one, and just make sure that you can read this information, and it shows that when the data has been pulled out. So you can just select this cell, okay, and dot, you can see the price, you can say price, and you can say enter. So this is the price of euro to SAR, and let's say that you have euro to SAR, that's 4.1 euro is equal to 4.48. And now you can see that it is giving me a warning message saying that this format is not the correct format. So you can just click and update the format. So it will give you the correct format of the country. I wish I had some more time. We lost it in starting because of the connectivity issue. But let me cover it up one Lambda function, which is most powerful and you might see in coming days, which is, let's say that you have to extract the name which is on the right side. So what you'll do, you'll use the find function to find the space, which is the space in my data set. In this data set, you'll find the position and close this one. And then what we are going to do is we are going to say, right, so left, and you get this information. Now, every time you need to write this complex formula. So what you can do is you can simply wrap it up into Lambda function. Now, Lambda, you have to give the parameter, which is, I will say that lamb var underscore text, comma, and this is my calculation, and I can replace this command control C, control V, and again this, and this is my calculation. I can straight away close it. And let me test it out. This will give me a calc error, absolutely, because my lambda is not yet ready to take the input argument. Now, if I select this, those parentheses, enter. So I got this result correctly. Now, to make this lambda work globally on your workbook, what you have to do is copy this lambda, go to your formulas, define names. Okay, what you can do is call first name, and in place of reference, you can just paste that formula. And let's say, okay, now when I want to call that function, I can just call this as, what's the name we gave them? First name, okay? So I can just say first name, open parentheses, and reference it, close parentheses, and I got this first name. So every time I don't need to go and write that formula, it can easily pull that information from there. And I have some more things to show, but unfortunately we are running out of time. I wish we could have talked more about Power Automate, which is also one of the automation tool, which I would encourage everyone to go and check it out on office.com, where you have an option to use Power Automate. And I have some videos also, which I'll share the link to Elgar so he can share it. So that's all from my side there. And there are a lot of tricks to show. I try to cover up the best one from my side, which I use it on regular basis on my daily routine work and been frequently asked. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And thank you once again for inviting me to other